Hi, and welcome to Living Title IX with Betsy. That's me. This week we are talking all things formal complaint and what happens when a Title IX coordinator initiates a formal complaint. So remember, under 2020, coordinator can initiate a complaint by signing it. That is not something that makes the coordinator a complainant or a party. I need to be super clear here because we keep getting this question at ICS. The coordinator does not become the complainant. The complainant is always the individual who has allegedly experienced the sexual harassment, and the respondent is always the individual who is accused of or has allegedly committed the sexual harassment. So what does that mean the coordinator is? It's really a conduit to start the process when a complainant may not be ready to do that on their own, and the coordinator feels like it's a super important matter that needs to be evaluated through and investigated through the Title IX process. So things like weapons or prior behavior, things like that, that might lead a coordinator to sign a formal complaint instead of the complainant. Coordinator needs to be exceptionally transparent with the parties about what's happening and who's initiating it. You don't want to surprise your complainant that with a formal complaint in a matter that they've said that they don't want one. So I always like to have that conversation early and often, especially when, well, just early, not often, early, to make sure that they know what's coming and why I might be initiating a complaint in that matter. So why does it matter that the complainant remains the complainant, even if the coordinator signs the formal complaint? The big picture reason is ownership. So the school, the district, the institution is taking ownership in that matter and saying, there's a reason that we need to do this. And sometimes complainants don't want to initiate a complaint because they feel like that ownership is too much for them to take on, or they're concerned about how they will look or how the respondent will respond if they know that the complainant has initiated it. So that's the number one reason that it matters. The second reason that it matters is the rights. So complainants still receive all the rights that they would have if they had signed the formal complaint. And I would say this is probably one of the bigger reasons that it matters, because we want to make sure that they have the opportunities with their advisor, that they have their due process rights to review, that they have an opportunity to appeal and provide feedback, that they can participate in the Q&A process if they are K-12, or they participate in the hearing. Just because they don't initiate the complaint doesn't mean that they aren't involved in still participating. So they absolutely can still participate. And we want to highlight that they may not participate in the beginning, but they may participate later. It's just super important to remember that they are still a party. Again, 3, I just kind of took myself into number 3, but it was, for me, the third big point was their participation. And so, again, we have to make sure that they are included in the process. And finally, the fourth reason that I think it is so important that we remember that the complainant is the complainant and not the coordinator is because of that support piece and the required supportive measures, and also the supportive measure mindset for a complainant and someone who has allegedly been sexually harassed. We want to make sure that they are getting all of the supportive measures that they would have gotten had they initiated it themselves or had they been more involved in the process. That does not change because of their level of participation or desire to start a process. So super important for you to remember, complainant is always the individual who has been sexually harassed or allegedly sexually harassed. Coordinator may initiate the complaint, but they never become a party. Okay, I hope that all makes sense to you. But if you, as always, if you have questions, you can always email us at ICS. Check us out at icslawyer.com. We talk about this in our listserv, our Google group all the time. So, as a part of community partnership with ICS, something that is an added perk or bonus is that you get to ask questions all the time of your peers or us as the experts at ICS, and we will weigh in and give you information, not legal advice, but we'll give you information and point you in the right direction those types of things. And we may even say, go back to your counsel. But we are there for you. We love our community. We also love our mug club. So if you don't have one of these awesome mugs, comment mugshot and we will get you one. And you can be featured just like our amazing mugshot member today. So this is something that we love to do and share our brand, our passion for this work with you all. So please comment mugshot. And we can't wait to get your picture up there next. As we wrap up for today, I just want to remind you to laugh at yourself, support each other, and celebrate the small victories. Small victory for me today, the plant is back. Do you see it in the corner? The big plant is back. I told you all that at some point the big plant would come back. Today was the day. She is back there and thriving. So have an awesome week, and I can't wait to catch you soon. Bye.